Good morning, everybody. What time are we? Let's have a little look. What's that? 3:20. Just having a quick dive onto insomnia type stuff. Those of us that are awake in the middle of the night. Anybody that doesn't particularly want to sit and watch me stitching and nattering, then maybe this isn't for you. If it is for you, I talk about all sorts of things and patchwork and God knows what. But we have a group over attached to my page, attached to Abbieanne.com. No, attached to Abbieanne Patchwork and Quilting on Facebook. There's a group called Insomni-quilting. So once I've put this on, I then transfer it over to there. That if anyone's awake in the night and wants some inspiration or something to do, then they can join us. I'm just, you can see what I'm doing now. I wasn't really looking at through the camera. I have my phone sat around my neck. Let's see. And then I can sit and stitch and things. It's on like a halter thing. So tonight we're back on hexes. Because the other stuff I'm doing I don't really want to show you all. Because it's the mystery quilt. You must be fed up with me talking about mystery quilts. A bit obsessive for me over, excuse me, December, January. Because I have to get it all just quite right. So that when you all start the mystery quilt later on in January, I'm ready for every eventuality. It's all fully made and I know what I've done and how to help you. Right, why is that suddenly done that? I don't know. I've got bright lights or something in my eyeballs. I'll put them down a little bit. I've also got lights around my neck. Oh, that's the cat just come flying in. There's Jingie, look. Yeah, hello, Jingie. What are you doing? Does that bag smell nice? Do you love it? He's got all wappy. He gets all wappy. Oh, and he's gone. The other end of the room, like a little elephant. Bless, they are funny. The two cats that we have indoors here, they're house cats, so they don't go out. We live on a main road. And their mother got killed on the main road. No, I'm lying. She didn't get killed. She nearly got killed. She got squashed. We had to rebuild her. And then I got all panicky, so they live indoors. I can't let them out. They just wouldn't let me. And I'm sure Tom, who lives in the studio, our black cat, I'm sure he was hit on the road, which is how come he landed up with us. He's having a good old wind over there. Anyway, what I was saying was when I get up in the middle of the night, they get an extra feed because they think it's breakfast. And otherwise they wouldn't leave me alone in order for me to do this. So they get an extra in the middle of the night. So he's charging around here like a good one. They are funny. Also, last evening I had to go out. I didn't have to go out. I went out to see a friend who's poorly in hospital. Hello, by the way, if you're watching, you know who you are. Feel better quickish. And I noticed driving back over from the hospital, I thought, gosh, that's a full-looking moon, because it was clear, or at least clear in parts, and it was clear all around the moon, and my gosh, was it bright. So I had to check earlier, and it is full moon tonight. So that's why it's so bright. And I do wonder, does that have anything to do with why half of us are awake in the middle of the night? Excuse me. So I'm hexagoning as normal. You're probably fed up of watching me hexagoning, but it's the safest option at the minute, as I say, because the other stuff I want to do is mystery quilt. I've just got the last few finishing touches to that to do. And then that will be ready to put together completely. And then That'll go off for quilting. I think I've said this before. Mystery quilts usually get long-armed for me by Sarah up at Ambleside Quilting in Kilkhampton. She does a fab job. Hopefully she's doing it again this year. I need to check with her. I don't, as much as I love hand quilting, I don't love machine quilting, only small things, not my thing at all. It's patchwork I like, and designing a patchwork. So long arming I put out to others. I don't have time to do the quilting bit. I'm hopeful that when I retire I'm going to get all these things done. If I ever retire. I think it will be a case of when I slow down as opposed to when I retire. Oh, people's watching. Good morning, whoever's there. Sat here doing the hexagons again. I found the other night I couldn't find. I had hold of one particular one I wanted in the centre, which was this particular one here, and I lost it. Now I found it again, so I'm putting it in the centre of this one. When I stood up after I'd finished doing the last video, excuse me, it fell to the floor. Oh, well, there you go. That's where it got to. I think I've got enough to do another one on this bit of thread. I did actually thread up a needle before I started this evening, so that you don't have to watch too much of me doing needles. There we go. Run it up the paper out the corner. And along. Did anybody ever watch that fishing programme? Bob Mortimer and what's it, Paul Whitehouse, isn't it? They were in Cornwall the other day. That was quite nice. And they were staying literally up the road from us in a lovely house that overlooks the estuary. Yeah, up the road, turn left, follow it down to the end, and there we are. They were in our local pub up the road as well. They had Ted in there. It wasn't on the TV, that bit. That's just because we know that they were up there. There's photos on our local pub's Facebook thingy of them. That was quite interesting to see where they were and what they were doing in Cornwall. So did everybody have a Happy New Year? Happy New Year, everyone. I did watch a few things on TV and it was stitching, so Paul went to bed, couldn't be bothered, which is fair enough. I knew if I went to bed too early I'd just be up again, so I sat and watched, is it Ronan Keating? Boyzone or whoever, him for a while. It's when you start feeling old, when you think they were a boy band, and they're now a man band getting on for a geriatric band. Quite frightening, really. And then turned over and saw a bit of Jules Holland, and now I have to say it was like watching Radio 4, I think. And I like Jules Holland, but I have to say I wasn't impressed with it this year. Each to their own, though. Oh, something just popped up on my phone. Sheena, hello, darling. You're up again. You're doing something productive tonight, this morning, whatever it is. My phone shows me occasionally who's on, but not always. And occasionally I get comments. I'm sorry if I don't actually see or know you're there, because it doesn't always show me everything. Yeah, There we go. Happy New Year. I'm not sure what everybody else does in the middle of the night. I say the middle of the night. It's early hours of the morning today, isn't it? In between everything else, my brain is always on to what's the next thing. So I've done the preps for the samples for the shows that I'm going to do around the country this year, because I'm doing some workshops at some of them. And I've brought in and I've got in, or ordered or whatever, all of the parts that we need to do. So we're going to have some steady stitching, and we're going to do some Japanese folded as well, a couple of them, using my templates. That'll be interesting. I always like doing those. Oh, here's a comment. Hang on, I need to move my phone so as I can see it. Sheena, I'm doing... Do you know what? Glasses are coming on, Sheena. I can't read it. And I still can't read it. Doing nothing right now. I'm dog sitting at my sister's. I was in bed early New Year's Eve. Oh, yeah. I think a lot of us, well, I think the older we get, the less we're inclined to partake. Considering I'm a sociable person, I'm a very antisocial. I'm very happy in my own company, if that makes sense. Just Paul and I. We're all different. No good for us all to be the same. What was I talking about? Oh, shows, rulers. Yeah. So I'm going to do Japanese folded patchwork and some easy stitching and steady stitching. You saw me doing the samples of those. But what is exciting, my new rulers came in. Andy made them at the beginning of the week, and they got in the other day. And I've packed them all to make them presentable and postable, more to the point, because they need a bit of protection on them to make sure that they get to people properly. Everybody's orders have been posted, so I'm hopeful you'll get them pretty quick. And they're still on offer at the minute. If anybody is interested in one of those rulers, they're over on my website. Website is up. It went down again yesterday for a little while. Spoke to my mate's cousin, and he sorted that again for me. I was trying to convince him yesterday that you ought to take over the job. So if you're listening, George, I think you'd make a fabulous web host. There we go. Not for everybody. What I might do, I think, I probably should, is find something else to sit and stitch for you all to watch and learn. I might prep something so that I can bring it in from the studio. And instead of watching me doing hexagons, we can do something else for a little minute. There we go. There he is. That's going to be the centre one there that I lost the other night. I seem to have 3 dark and 3 greeny. What would go next? We have a dark one. That'll do. Right, so that was my needle. I'm going to stick that over there out of the way. Stick it into the arm of the chair. And I'll forget that I've put it there. My hope is that by saying it out loud, I'll remember where I've put it. Where's the pincushion? Here's the pink. Actually, I'm going to stick it in the pincushion. I'm going to be a good girl. There we are, into the pincushion. Right, I did thread a needle up beforehand so that I didn't have to spend hours trying to do that in front of everybody as it were. Okay, right, what's that? Sheena, oh yes. We have the new show in Wales to look forward to. Yep, I'll be up there. The new show in Wales, that's one of the first ones that I do for the year. I don't do as many as everybody else. I always feel I've got a long way to come when coming out of Cornwall. And if the weather's too horrible, I won't be happy. But Wales is on. I shall be there. That's all prepped. Looking forward to it. What you have got at Wales, you're going to get the three amigos. So you've got myself and Andy and Julia. So Julia from Crosspatch. Andy. Do you know this needle isn't as good as the last needle? Julia and Andy. Julia from Crosspatch, Andy from Crafty UK, and myself. And you'll find that we've got stands all next to each other. So it could be a bit interesting. We might be having a bit of a giggle. I'm doing a couple of classes each day. And I believe they're bookable on arrival. So that will be good fun. I know there's several coach loads due in. They seem to be running coaches from all over Wales, which is going to be fabulous. Love a new show, new area. Get to meet new people, although having said that, it's going to be a lot of people I know, including Sheena by the sounds of it. Which would be good. This needle is very bendy. Very bendy. I don't know what sort it is. It's nice and thin. It could be an applique, but it's quite long for an applique. I don't know, but it's nice and fine. Easier to work over. My friend Margaret always works with a bent needle. If I ever find one on the floor in the cupboard after she's been, or I've had a group or whatever, if it's found a banana needle, it's always Margaret's. Does a lot of embroideries and stuff. Fabulous work. There we go. So, look forward to it. How's everyone else out there? Is there anyone else out there? It seems quiet tonight, which is a good thing, which means you're all asleep. Although I'd have thought, I have to say, with a full moon out there as bright as it is here anyway, there might have been more people up. All exhausted after New Year's celebrations, that will be it. And expecting snow everywhere today as well, aren't we? That's not necessarily going to be a fun thing. It's lovely to look at. It's not so good when you've got to work in it. Sledding and the like is good fun, but yeah. Comes with its issues, doesn't it? We rarely get an awful lot of snow in Cornwall. Which is probably as well, because if you just get even like a dusting down here, the whole world stops. Not at all prepared for it. Oh, do you know, car's just gone by. That's what's wrong this evening. It's really, really quiet out there. We're on the main road, and you generally get odd ones going up and down. I hadn't realised. I knew there was something a bit strange going on this evening, and it will be... I've got a knot. I'm going to get annoyed at it in a minute. There's no traffic. Well, that's good, because it means everybody's indoors and not doing stuff, as it were. But it's very strange. I'm going to get mad at this knot in a minute. And then I'll break the thread. And then I'll swear even more. How have I got that happened? And it's not one of those little loopy ones that I can easily undo. Right, let's see. Can I get it to come through? There we are. Can we do a couple of stitches to finish off with the knot included? And then I'll finish and start again. There we go. Please don't break until I've tied off. There we go. Oh, it's coming through quite easily now. I've flattened it. There we are. I'm going to tie that off anyway though. Undo the knot. There we are. I dropped you. I have to keep remembering to make sure that something is in view. It feels like it's got another knot in it. No, maybe not. It's me imagining things. There we go. Right. Where were we? If you're watching this back, it must be very strange. When you're actually in it and doing it and I'm yittering, I can understand. But lots of you follow and watch afterwards. Look, I've managed to get a knot in that even. Do you know this is just not going this evening? Look, solid. Okay, scissors. Let's get rid of one of them. Don't want to get rid of both, but hey. It's not playing. Is that cut one? That's cut one. If he's nicely solid, well, yeah, I'll just carry on stitching with a little bit sticking out the end and trim him after. I don't mind. I can do radical things. If it's on the back, it doesn't matter, so long as it's nicely stitched. Holding together. Always make sure that when you've got a joint, a treble joint, that you get a bit of everything. Do you know my needle just bent on me at the same time then? It would help if I actually had a pair of glasses on that I could see through. Or not. There we go. So things will return more to normal next week. So we've got class. And in actual fact, I've got a class in the morning. 10 till 12:30, beginners here in Weybridge. A couple of ladies coming in, which will be nice. Actually, I think both are learning by hand, which is lovely. I love to teach beginners by hand. You've got far more control over what you're doing while you're learning by hand. That's my personal opinion anyway. I will teach by machine, but I suppose I'm a bit old-fashioned. I like to teach beginners by hand, so then you stand a better chance of learning and holding things together and it looking fab. And then it's far easier to transfer you then onto a machine. There's a lot of stuff that you do by hand that you just can't do by machine. And I feel you learn more. Start off with a few templates even. How to make your templates. How to use your templates, all that sort of stuff. Which you don't get when you're doing a machine. And then there's joining techniques. If things are going slightly askew on the machine, it's always good to be able to go back to hand versions, traditional ways of doing things. So, yeah, it's just skills, isn't it? Where to start and how to carry on, as it were. Love a bit of traditional. put that out of the way. There we are. Go through. Do-do-do-do. Start singing at you now. Oh, another knot by the sound of that one. No, it's gone. So please don't have another knotted thread. I can't be doing with it. Unusual, actually. This thread's usually quite good. It's probably me and the fact that it's going through hundreds of stitches before it gets to the bit, if you see what I mean, it gets a little bit worn maybe. There we go. Oh, there's a name popped up on my screen here. Kelly. Good morning, Kelly. If you're watching us, that's nice. Welcome. I have no idea. My phone, Facebook, it pops up different messages and things to me. But I never know really how many are out there or what's going on. That's sort of life in general, really. What's going on. So, there we are. Next one. Next one needs to be sort of greeny, doesn't it? We'll have that there. No, we're going to have that one. I'm so sorry. Coughing in your ear roll. There we are. Get the next one in place. Alright, so for those just joining us, doing a little bit of hexy stitching tonight, this morning, whatever you want. What time are we now? We're 3:45. I'm just going to do this one and then I might have a go and see if I can go back to bed, because you never know. We might get a bit of sleep in. I've got a drink here that's probably gone cold, but that's all right. I've said before now, I drink things very cold. Comes with working in an office where you very rarely got to drink your drink when you made it. So I reckon when this thread runs out, I'm going to go back to bed. Full moon out there tonight, I was just saying. And it's chilly. I suppose that's because we've got snow coming, is it? I don't know. They've threatened snow. It's rare we get it in Cornwall. Causes much excitement. And lots of the little prangs. Everything grinds to a halt down here. Nobody's used to it. I think what I used to drive 3 years ago elsewhere to get to work and the like. They really haven't got a clue. Dee-dee-dee. There we are. So, what was I wittering about just now? Mystery quilts. Yes. It's all open for sign up. There's actually quite a few of you already signed up. Thank you very much. I'm going to have a bit of fun. Some traditional stuff, but with quirks to it, because I can't leave anything alone. I have to make things a bit quirky. Morning, Kelly. Thank you for popping that message up. I've just seen it. Sorry. My eyes are on the stitching. Not necessarily on the screen. And I do appear to have a bit of a frog in the throat. Yeah, so the mystery quilt is running, so it's quite traditional looking, but it's not traditional looking by the time we've finished. It's been abbied, or abbified as my husband calls it. Along with Abbieisms, apparently. I have my own language. Love it. It's because the brain can't cope and it comes out with varying different things instead of... I tend to mix two words together and come out with something weird. But But there we are. So anyway, so we're going to have this mystery quilt. So half a sort of Dresden plates, or at least Dresden plates that have been abbied. And then the other half are pieced blocks. But I've just sat and drawn stuff. If indeed they are a particular block, it will be by accident, because I never look. I just drew a load and made them. And then they're going to have a little bit of sashing in somewhere, I think. I've not actually joined them all together yet. The blocks are just about all finished. I have a mock-up of it, so I know it's going to work. It's going to be fabulous. Very bright. At least mine's going to be very bright because it's using all of my scraps. And I've done a long quarter pack of fabrics, of which I've made all the piece blocks from. And the Dresden are all on like a very dark bumbleberry fabric. And they're all my scraps. So it's very, very bright and all over the place. And quite quirky. So in this mystery you can use an awful lot of your own fabrics. Use up some of your stash. I just love it because you have no idea what you're making as such. And you're all trusting me that it's going to look good. I like it, I have to say. I hope everyone else will. So, yeah, mystery quilts. If you fancy coming and joining us, you can sign up, purchase your patterns or whatever over on Abbieanne.com in the mystery quilt section. Come and join us, have a bit of a giggle. Right, there we are. That's me needles, me threaded needles finished. So I'm going to stop at that point. Got those two to go on it, so they'll go there and there. Yeah, that one will be all right, won't it? That will look nice. It's a completely random hexagon quilt. I've always got one on the go. They come in for prezzies sooner or later. I'll fold it that way. Right, okay, everybody. I hope everybody's okay. Wishing you all a happy new year, and I'll get to see you as and when and what. And it might be time to try and go back to bed if indeed you're watching me live and in the middle of the night. If not, thank you for bearing with us. Go and find us on Insomni-quilting, which is attached to my page here, Abbieanne Patchwork and Quilting. Come and join us. Facebook, clear out your videos every 30 days or so. So what I'll do is I'll download this and pop it up onto YouTube, just in case anybody wants to join me there. And I would just ask if everybody likes and comments and that sort of stuff. Doesn't cost anything. Shows huge support for small businesses. And it keeps us visible to everybody. The more people that like and comment or whatever, or share's good. Be it here, YouTube, or Instagram, or any of them, it keeps us being shown and seen. Without your support, then we disappear out of people's feeds, which is always a bit of a worry. So anyway, there we go. So happy New Year. Thank you for all your support. And go back to bed. All right, be lovely.